Alright, Mr. Weeks here again. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple examples of simplifying radicals, just in case you need to see a few more aside from the ones that were in the instructional video. So, first thing we need to do, make sure we have our perfect squares written on our page. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, and 100. Alright, so, let's see. Why don't we try the square root of 27? Alright, some people might be able to do this in their head. That's perfectly fine. For the rest of us, let's go ahead and break it down. So let's start again with our perfect squares. We already know that 100 all the way up through 25 will not work, so we're just going to cross them out. 16 won't work. What about 9? Does 9 go into 27 evenly? If you said yes, you are correct. 9 goes into 27 3 times. But remember, it's not 9 and 3, it's the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. So, now we need to say, well, since 9 is a perfect square, the square root of 9 gives us a 3, and since the square root of 3 cannot be simplified because 3 is a prime number, you bring it down, and you leave it as 3 square roots of 3. It's as simple as that. Let's try another one. Example number 2. Again, start with our perfect squares off to the side. Let us try something like the square root of... Let's try a square root of 48. We're going to do something a little bit different, just in case, because sometimes I see that people don't always recognize the biggest numbers that go into them. So, let's go through. We know 49 through 100 will not go in. They're just too big. 36 won't go in. 25 won't go in. I'm going to circle 16 and come back in just a second. 9 doesn't go in. What about 4? I think we would all agree that 4 does go into 48. So let's break it down like this. The square root of 4 times the square root of 12. We notice that this is multiplication, so we need to keep it as such. So the square root of 4, we know, is 2. That's one of our perfect squares. But the square root of 12 can still be broken down. It can be broken down into the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. And again, all multiplication. We cannot forget this. The square root of 4 turns into, just like we did before, a 2, and we still have our square root of 3. Some people might forget, you just say, oh, well, the answer is 2 square roots of 3. That is not the case. We have our other 2 that we started with, so really we have 3 pieces to this one. And again, the operation between all 3 of them is what? Multiplication. So, we need to multiply these together. So, we have 2 times 2, which gives us... Whoa, crazy board today. Alright, try again. So, 2 times 2 gives us our 4, and we still have our square root of 3. Therefore, 4 square roots of 3 is our answer. Now let's back it up to the beginning and show you why I circled 16. The square root of 48 can really be broken down into the most simple, technical difficulties with our screen recordings. It's alright. Can be broken down into 16 times 3. And we know that the square root of 16 gives us our 4. And our square root of 3 just gets brought down. So again, if you don't see the biggest possible perfect square that goes into it, that's okay. You can still come up with the right answer. Just know that when you break down numbers, it's still multiplication. Alright, well, that is all for this time. If you need any help, feel free to ask a friend, check your notes, and as always, come see me if you do need my help. Have a good day.